So hey guys,
Hello.
Hey.
nice to meet you again, kind of.
Yeah, right on.
Nice to meet you too, man.
So who have I got with me today? I know you're Steven,
Yeah,
and
I'm
then you're
Steve.
I'm Corey.
Corey. Okay,
Yeah, the bassist.
nice. Well,
Yeah.
it's great because the bass just slays on this album.
Oh,
Oh
there we
man.
go. A
Thanks,
bass
dude.
Yeah,
appreciation.
it's just
Thank
like
you.
Man
wow.
from my own heart, man.
I know, eh? He's quite a talented
Thank
bass
you.
player, and he helps with the songwriting. He does like half the songs, and really helps craft with the lyrics too. He takes a final kind of look
Well,
at the lyrics that we're writing. So
Oh,
great man.
thanks, man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, what a guy.
that's what you got to do, though. You obviously have a tight knit group here. I mean, I just got to say off the bat, solid from the song one to the finish.
Wow.
Thank you
Thanks.
so
Really,
much,
Thank you,
Anthony.
man. Wow.
I
That's so
really
nice.
can't put a finger on which one I like the best because it's like as the album progresses, it's just getting better and better and better and better. But if I had to pick one, it would have to be well, I wrote it down here. Too Big to Kill.
Ah,
Oh, right on.
nice. For
Awesome.
sure,
Because I
for
like the
sure.
kind of war chant, like the
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
that's solid stuff.
Oh
Thank
man,
you.
so glad you like it. We really appreciate it. It was a fun song to write, and one of the cool things about all the vocals. I mean, this guy here, he did all the layered, vocals. It's
Oh
it's
wow, it's
incredible.
all
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it's a
yeah.
lot of Steve for sure.
It's a lot of Steve. We're actually going to call the record a lot
A
of
lot of
Steve, but
Steve.
we thought,
Somewhat too much, orchestral stuff. Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you
Now
so
we're
much
gonna
for.
pull that off live then. Just gonna have
oh,
background or
Well, we got background tracks, of course. We want to use them, but we're also, we've been working on getting backing vocals for the past couple of years.
yeah,
Working on some
oh,
stuff. We have our drummer, right? He's got a great voice, and Corey here has a great voice.
yeah. We've
So
been stepping up, trying to do what we can to emulate what Steve brought to the table during the recording process, but some of his operatic choices are hard to replicate.
oh, I know. Yeah, there's a few things I gotta go over with you guys. I mean, so to start off, I'd like to thank John Asher for setting this up.
Yeah, absolutely.
absolutely,
Yeah,
thank you, John.
big thanks to
He's
John.
done
He's
so
been
much
great.
for us in the
And
past month and a half.
this album comes out on the 30th of this month.
Yes, sir.
Any
Indeed.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
plans for an album release party or anything like that in the works?
Yeah, yeah. We actually have something coming up in December with a few bands. We can't officially say it yet, but we do have some
Something.
things. It's coming, and we'll have a page. I mean, if you check us out on Facebook and things like that, there'll be an advert
Mhm.
for it soon. But yeah,
Huntinggiants.com. That's our
yeah,
website, right?
Yeah, I'm sure John will be sending out a press release on that.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. We're
Hopefully,
excited for that.
yeah.
We made
It's
a homemade music video, right? We like making our own videos, that kind of stuff. So for that song, we got one too.
Nice.
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely, Mythos for sure.
Yeah, we're definitely a very I like to call it rustic uh creators. We do what we can with what we have available, but especially during the COVID, with everything being
Sure.
locked
Yeah.
down,
Yeah.
there wasn't many resources like
Hmm.
available.
Yeah,
So
we actually
yeah.
turned like a shed in our backyard because we all three of us used to live together for a while. I mean, Daniel, he lives close, but come and go, right? And we have this shed in the backyard. We just ripped it all apart. We took everything off. It was covered in spider webs, all this nasty stuff on the inside. We scraped it out, right? We covered it with foam, and then we put the walls back up after we stapled a bunch of blankets on. We turned that into our vocal studio. So that's where all the vocals are recorded, just in a
Yeah.
backyard with lines coming out, and our producer was just sitting there inside by the big sliding doors,
Yeah.
right? Just like, all right, let's record this album. So that's where we did the vocals.
Yeah. Yeah, those
Wow.
vocals, you're hearing them in a essentially a tool shed that
Yeah,
we purposed into a vocal studio because we couldn't like get time and things during COVID. So we just did it ourselves.
you do what you can, right?
Yeah. It's like a
Yeah.
red green approach.
It comes across. I mean, who did the mix for this album? Because this is just some solid stuff. I mean, it sounds. I talked to a guy, Robbie, lead singer from a band in England called
Mm.
Perpendicular.
Yeah.
The drummer is actually Ian Pace, who's actually the drummer for Deep Purple.
Yeah.
They sound like they went back to the '60s.
Yeah.
Mm.
This album just came out, or
Hmm.
no, sorry, it's coming out on the 23rd of this month.
Mhm,
Nice.
mhm.
Now, in your guys' instance, you guys took a time machine and you sounds like you went back to the 90s, back to the grunge sound,
Oh,
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah,
which is fine with me because I can hear the influence of Alice in Chains in there.
yeah, big time.
Especially during
Yeah.
ancient texts, it sounded like the sort of the bass and riff notes from Rooster.
Oh, that's
Totally.
cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think
That's awesome. Yeah, well, we actually were. It's funny enough you said that with the Time Machine because we worked with John Webster. He
Oh,
did the
okay.
mixing for the record.
Yeah, did our engineering.
And yeah, it was incredible what he was able to do. We worked with him, and Kirby K was directly helping with like producing and did some other things as well. But he knows John, and we also did our first EP, Skyward Eyes, with John, and that was like our first kind of collaboration to see if it worked.
Yeah.
And
He worked on like Aerosmith, right?
Yeah,
he worked
he's-
on like a
he's-
bunch of like
yeah,
old like
he's
hair
worked
metal
with-
kind of bands in like the 80s
Yeah.
and 90s, like stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
like-
that's where we got our blast from the
Yeah.
past, as well as we're 90s kids growing up.
yeah,
So
yeah. No,
you know, Deftones, all that kind of.
Yeah, so yeah,
earlier stuff.
it was a really interesting kind of fit to have a guy that's worked with some of those really big bands from like the late '80s, early '90s, and then we all grew up listening to those bands, so it felt like really just the natural fit to be able to kind of bring our music towards him and then let him do his magic. And I mean, and there you go, and then you got Mythos, and man, we still got some stompers that we're gonna be sharing with you. And it's funny that you said you like Too Big to Kill because that's gonna be
That's
that
the next
coming
single
out,
coming out September 9th.
Yeah,
That's
September
it.
9th.
This coming Friday.
This
That's
Friday.
coming Friday.
Yeah, we're,
Yeah.
we're
Cool.
releasing a new one.
Yeah.
Too big to
Just
kill.
is it just an MP3 or is it an actual video?
Oh, we got a lyric video for it.
We have a lyric
Oh,
video.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're hoping to do some shoots for it soon. If we can do it soon, it will hopefully be out. But chances are we'll be doing a shoot for that later on when we have a little bit more time and resources. But we do have a little lyric thing that we put together, which we're excited to share.
That's pretty cool.
And then we have a little something special coming down the pipeline for the album release too. So it's gonna be good.
Oh yeah.
Is that going to be a local show? That going to be in Vancouver?
Yeah, it's gonna be a local show, Vancouver
Say
gig for
that
sure.
much, at least.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
can't
can
say
say
what
that
it is,
much.
right?
No, I can say the location too. It will be at the Fox Cabaret on Main Street. So
Very
yeah,
nice
it's-
place.
Yeah, it's
Very
gonna be
nice.
there. We just gotta wait for a little bit longer before we can confirm the bands and everything else that's happening. But it's gonna be quite the soiree.
Yeah, we just started September. December's off, still a bit away. So
Yeah, well, we have a lot more music we want to share digitally. Like we have, like after the record comes out on the 30th, we plan on doing some more releases, some other singles as well, leading up towards the show. And yeah, because we just want to put on, I want to say a humdinger, but I also don't want to sound like I'm from the 30s. But we want to have a blast
Absolutely.
when we get to see everybody. So
Yeah.
yeah, because that's going to be your night, right? Like you're going to be
Yeah.
the headliners.
I think so. Yeah, we're still
most
working
likely.
out again all the kinks and details of who we're
Right.
going to be playing with, but yeah, like, and for us this is going to be really our first well, I mean, we'll see what happens between now and then, but it's right now our first live show back since COVID.
2019.
So,
I
yeah,
think.
2019. Yeah,
2019,
late 2019,
2019.
December 2019. It's been a while.
I'll say. Well,
I know.
I'm hoping to get the release on that. I'll definitely share it, and I'll definitely
Yeah.
I will be there supporting you guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're amazing, Anthony. We appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Get you on stage, do a little, a little crowd surfing maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, there we go.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. Don't knock it till you try it. It's a lot of fun.
Most of
Might have to take the glasses off. I don't know.
Hey, me too. Me too. Don't want to fog those things up.
Yeah. Or get them smashed if you fall.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
smashed,
Oh,
stolen.
yeah.
Yeah.
Stolen. Yeah.
So yeah, like I was listening to the album prior to this for a good majority of the day actually.
Oh, awesome.
And so songs like Rituals and then you got Among Thieves where it totally sidewinds, like it kind of throws you off the path because you're hearing all this grunge, but then all of a sudden as the song starts to fade out, you get all this orchestral stuff in there.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. That was a nice little mix in there to
Yeah.
ah,
Yeah, that's a special one that we were all kind of on the fence about it for like after a while. We played it live a bunch of times that we didn't know if we were going to record it or not. We decided to record it and we're really happy we did because it's like a much more longer progressive storytelling song, with multiple bridges and Yeah, really enjoy it for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, and it was it was a song where we kind of felt like even with what we had written working with Kirby at, and that was one of the really cool things about working with Kirby is that he also has like that ear,
Mm.
and
Mm.
he heard it as like this foundation for to explore more with like the orchestra and
Yeah, that's what Kirby came.
just trying to make it this big almost rock operatic experience. I had a friend, I mean, teach their own, but like I've had people reference that it almost had like a Bohemian Rhapsody kind of vibe to it. Just that it's out of nowhere because you don't really expect all those layers and all those things going
Yeah.
on. But like that's the cool thing about music is that you just get to explore different avenues,
Mm.
and especially for us as a band, we just think it's really important to you know never fall into like a pattern or like a category or box us in any way. Like we want to make sure
Mhm.
that it's
Don't
rich
stop
and
exploring,
yeah,
you
it's
know,
it's
like
organic, and we can have songs that sound like ancient texts where it's like mosh heavy, grungy in your face, and then all of a sudden there's like a just 12 like piano and
yeah.
and violin and like what the hell is happening, and
We
yeah,
have
I'm
a we
going on
have
a
a
ride.
rule that like we allow everything to exist. So when someone has an idea for like a song, we just
Yeah,
let it exist, right? Even if it seems silly, and it'll prove itself if it wants to continue existing, right?
yeah,
We don't need to deny anything before
yeah,
listening to it.
yeah,
And that's important to not be super critical on yourself beforehand, right?
yeah,
Just let it fly.
Well, that's a good way to be because that's how art is supposed to allow it to express itself properly is
yeah.
to play it or sing it from the heart, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
100%. Yeah, and for us too, it's important. Like and anybody that's in a band knows what it's like. Is sometimes you play with other musicians and you have a good rapport with them, but maybe it doesn't mesh quite as well. But when you find a group of people that you can really communicate with and collaborate with, and it's so important to have that open, free environment so that things can blossom, songs blossom that way when have a
Hmm.
growing kind of culture within the
For
group.
sure.
So
Oh, for
yeah,
sure, yeah.
yeah.
Well, with the song Remnants, Steve,
Mm.
you're just out there. You're just blowing your vocal cords.
A little bit, a few times.
Just wow. I was just like,
That was like, yeah,
how
the
long
last
were you
take.
holding those notes?
Yeah.
How,
The,
how long were you holding those notes?
how long? Oh, I don't
Yeah, it
know.
sounded like forever. It's just
30 seconds maybe. Something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And
yeah.
there were inhales. See, like some of the inhale
Oh,
screeching.
Oh
You
shit.
inhale it, and then it sounds like a giant bat. You know? You can last longer because you can like, Jack Black, I'm always singing. Yeah, and I'm always singing.
Your breath control is absolutely incredible. It's like, if you ever want to get out of
interesting.
music
Yeah.
and like do deep sea diving, I
Deep
think
sea
you do well.
diving.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
swim with a
your lungs.
raincoat.
Yeah.
Comes down.
You should see
a
him
little
blow out a
bit
birthday
closer.
candle. It's insane. This
There's no
frosting
chance.
and
No
candles go
chance.
everywhere, man. It's insane.
Like a leaf blower.
Well, there was a great film called The Big Blue, made back in the late '80s,
Yeah.
and it's about these guys who free dive. So they
Yeah.
go, they deep sea dive with no tank, no oxygen, no nothing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. I
Yeah.
can't
They like
I
hold
can't
on
do
to
that.
something,
I
right?
can't do
They
that
get
at all.
deeper and
No.
deeper.
Yeah,
Oh,
No, there's been
they go down on a rope, and then they tug on the rope when they want to get pulled back up. But they just go down. They're just kind of free falling into the water, and yeah, I
wow,
don't know.
falling into the
yeah.
abyss.
I don't know how anybody could
It's like what's
could
down
do that.
there, right?
Yeah.
Like there could be like some giant monsters,
Yeah.
sea monsters, just waiting for
There's
you.
just no way I could
just
do it.
Snaring
Yeah.
you.
I've almost drowned in a hot tub just drinking. Like it's just
It's
there's no way I could
It's
ever.
no good.
I couldn't do that, man. There's no way. I don't trust myself in shallow water, let alone
Little pitch black dark water.
hundreds
just
of
a
feet of
rope.
it. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
The percussion that's going on in Kings of Ashes. It was Clown from Slipknot in the back there? Like,
Right? That was I believe that was actually Kirby K.
Yeah.
Because we had like
oh, okay.
we recorded some drums acoustically when we were back in like October 2019, right? When we were getting the drums, all that kind of stuff ready.
Mhm.
But we actually didn't play that song ever together. like
Yeah.
at that point, so we had no idea what it was going to be like. So the what came out wasn't what the song actually turned into,
Mhm.
you know. So we ended up, Kirby K used a drum editor and made like a bunch of industrial sounds, right? Like it,
Oh, okay.
like
Yeah.
almost like a Nine Inch Nails kind of vibe.
Yeah, and we've been able to emulate that now too. Like our drummer was able to kind of take what he did and then try to find the right sounds using what does he have again? He has a I mean, I'm not a drummer. I don't know what the hell the system
He's
is.
got one of the digital,
Those digital
Oh,
the
yeah.
pad
digital.
things.
Get
Anyways, yeah,
the beatbox thing.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
cool.
Exactly. Yeah. He's able to now kind of program that
Oh, I
in.
should know it.
And that chorus too is actually it's loosely based off like a 12 bar blues line,
Oh,
just for like the bass line, the way that it kind of loops. Um, so it was really interesting to kind of put that bluesy kind of vibe to it, and then those industrial Nine Inch Nailed grungy kind of sounds. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, very. Yeah, we really wanted to kind of capture this like grungy machine,
this machine
dirty,
of death. You know, it's
yeah,
talking about like the King
yeah.
of Ashes. Okay, yeah, you won your war. Now you're the King of Ashes.
Yeah, what do you have to win
Congratulations.
for it? Yeah, exactly.
You know,
So yeah, something kind of mechanical and cold, but yeah, it was neat. It was neat to kind of explore that. So
well, and that's what I like about the whole scope of the album is there's so much variance going on, like we've discussed. Like
mhm.
it's just not your 90s grunge. Like, some people might just see it as that. Because there's a whole different spectrum that's going on there. Musically, vocally,
thank you for
Yeah.
noticing,
you know,
Thank you.
Anthony. That's really
Yeah, man.
observant. Thank
Well,
you.
we appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, and we're hopeful. Like the nice thing about the song so far is so far, what we've seen from people, they do seem to enjoy it. And, there are people that definitely say like, yeah, it has like that 90s grunge kind of vibe, but then a couple of songs later, it kind of turns it on its head. And,
yeah,
we, I mean, dare I say, we even have some poppy riffs in there sometimes, like
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
yeah,
Yep.
I'm sure you've heard them.
Some
Yeah.
pop.
yeah.
So,
But that's okay too, because
That's okay too.
you're just doing what influences you, right? I mean,
yeah.
What feels right?
yeah. Speaking of which, what got either one of you, what got you guys started? What made you want to sing? What made you want to play the bass? Was that your first instrument of choice? Because a lot of people don't consider vocals to be an instrument, but
Yeah.
it
Mhm.
certainly is.
Well, went to a Christian school and I grew up like doing the singing for the Christian school kind of thing.
Okay.
And then like in like grade 5 or something like that, we had like these parts where people would sing one line. And then when I took the mic, I just started ripping it down. And at that point, I was like looking out and everyone's like, whoa, and I was like, holy shit, I should do this. And then that's when I started like actually singing. Like, yeah.
Wow. So you went away from the norm. You just went off on your own and did your own thing, and that's when you basically inspired yourself then.
I don't know. Hmm. No, well, I mean, like it all came from like Tool. You know, Tool was a big inspiration for me.
Mm.
But really, it's like that's the camaraderie that you get in a band is what really
Yeah.
unites the whole thing. It's like, your
Yeah.
life goes on and you do things and things change. But there's always like when you're in a band, at least for me, there's always this band of brothers. There's always this
Yeah.
group of people that you're sewn into as your support network through
Mhm.
life.
Yeah.
If whatever band it is, whatever that kind of stuff. So that's always been a constant note
Yeah.
of why I guess myself, I continue playing all the time, even if we don't get a lot of plays and stuff, it just makes life better.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with everything you just said, except in my voice. Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree, man. It's like, when you have a group of people that you can come together with, and like our record would not be what it is without what Steve brought to the table. Like he wrote all the melody, he wrote the lyrics. And it's amazing. Like I do some of like I write the riffs and things and try some of the structure of the song, and so does Brad. Couldn't be here
Mhm.
tonight, unfortunately. But we come together and we bring these riffs and we put the structure together, and then Steve will come in and then does what he does, and it's
Just put
it's an
the cherry
yeah,
on top.
experience. Yeah,
You guys
it's
build
great.
everything.
Yeah, for myself, with bass, I actually learned how to play bass to spite my brother. I used to, yeah, I wanted to like, I really loved this bass line to the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Californication. When I was a kid, I
Oh
remember
yeah,
hearing it all the
yeah.
time. I loved it, and like Flea is a huge inspiration for me on how I approach writing my bass lines. And then he was just kind of like,
Hopefully, just musically, you don't.
yeah, yeah, just musically,
He
just
also has
musically.
some amazing pants. He
Yeah,
got those teddy bear
yeah,
pants in that
fashion
one
wise,
music
not
video.
so
Like,
much.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, I don't think I could rock the whole
Teddy bear
sock
pants.
thing either
Oh.
without going to jail.
Oh
So,
my, not anymore.
uh, but yeah, I just learned how to play. I just wanted to figure it out, and I remember getting my dad's bass. I just remember it. It was just an old Mexican Fender jazz bass, just simple. And I just sat down listening to the track over and over and over again until I found what fret that first note was, and then I'd press play and then hear the second note and then find that fret, and then I just kind of figured it out over time, just so I can rub it in my stupid brother's face. So just to show him what's up. And then I found that I kind of really enjoyed doing it, and then I figured out another Chili Pepper song, and then it kind of just progressed from there. And I'm actually a little bit of a weird case. I kind of write a lot of my bass lines on acoustic guitar. Some of my bass lines are more lead guitar kind of inspired. If you listen, like on the track Mantle as an example, if you listen to the bass line in that chorus, that's very like almost like flamenco kind of style, finger picking kind of style bass line that's happening. But I just moved it over from the guitar riff into the bass line, and it just kind of fits nicely. And that seems to, and I like to say that seems to come across a lot with the songs, is I'm able to kind of bring bass to the foreground and just experiment with ways that it can be groovy. Like Mudvayne is a classic example of like a new metal band that really inspired me with the bass and what's going on. I mean, yeah, I play a Warwick myself.
Yeah.
I only play Warwicks because of that band. Like what they're able to do is just like, it still blows me away to this day. And it makes me want to be a better player. I love that, man. I love music that makes me want to be a better player. And I love writing music that, maybe inspires people to do the same. It's really great.
Well, Mudvayne have regrouped too.
I know they're touring. It's amazing.
Yeah.
They never come up here. It's too cold or something, man. Like, gosh, I'm ready to go down. I'm ready to fly down there. Honestly, I would love that.
I have a couple friends in the States who say that they're, I forget, I think it's everybody but Chad are real dicks.
Yeah. There's
what I've
been,
heard.
there's a reason why they've like broken up and come back together like three times now or something. So it's happened a few times, but
Interband relationships. You got to learn how to work with your
I just to see
people.
dude, like for this nostalgia, Corey is very happy that they're touring again, but their tour bus probably has a lot of broken bottles, and hopefully we don't get like a Saint Anger documentary thing from them or anything. I don't know if the world's ready for that.
Some kind of monster, you mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, some kind of monster. What the hell would they call theirs? I don't even know.
Mudvayne.
Yeah, what would Mudvayne's be? Woo.
Dig.
Just call it dig. Yeah, just digging up the dirt on Mudvayne. I'm like, oh god,
digging up the bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that opening riff on that song is just like, it blew my mind, and everybody's like, how can you listen to that? I'm like, okay, maybe the vocals aren't the most pleasant to listen to, but if you listen to what's happening musically, it's astounding.
It's unbelievable what they're doing. It's just I think I had Dig as my ringtone for a little while there. That was the best. Get a phone call. Oh, sorry, it's my grandma. Just a second.
Yeah. Hello, Corey.
Well, you can't. Yeah, I mean, as a bassist, I'm sure that must have just thrilled you.
Oh man, I still remember like where I was the first time I heard LD50. Like I remember being in my buddy's car, and our guitarist Brad, and he just pops in this CD, like CD. That's right, just aged myself there. He just pops that in his car, and just pops in LD50, and I still to this day I just remember like hearing the sound and just looking over at him being like, what the hell is this? You need to tell me right now. He's like, oh, it's Mudvayne. And this is he was nice enough to show me LD50 first, but this is around the time about 3 years after Lost and Found came out, which is also amazing. Man, we're just plugging them. I'm plugging Mudvayne right
for
now.
Sure. Well, they're a big influence.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, they are. I mean, God, oh, dude, to jam. Oh man, yeah. I'm fangirling over here. Just so fun. Because I've always loved like funk. Funk's always been like a big thing for me, especially for like bass influence, and just hearing those funky pop slaps that he's putting in there, but just that grungy new metal sound. It's oh man, Chef kiss. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah.
Well, I really like how you said you got that note. You got that note from Californication.
Yeah.
Just and you just worked on it and worked on it,
Yeah.
and that's what you do. I mean, I've been playing drums since I was 12.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah. Right on.
I'm 56 now. My
No way.
mom gave me
I
her
didn't-
old. My mom.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, I'm 66. I was born.
Oh wow. Oh gosh.
4 years shy of 60, but still digging the young guys making the music today.
That's
Awesome.
awesome. I also like the digging reference there too. That's a good
Yeah,
throwback.
there
That's
you
good.
go.
That's
Yeah,
good.
absolutely.
That's good. That was nice. I like that. On the
Very
nose. I
nice.
caught that,
Very
man.
nice.
That was good.
But yeah, my mom gave me her old pots and pans, and I would listen to the Beatles.
Oh, really? That's so cool.
Ringo Starr was my inspiration.
That's awesome.
And then she bought me a hi-hat and a snare, and then eventually my brother bought me an entire kit. And
Oh wow.
yeah,
Good brother.
right?
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nicer than my dick brother.
Just-
No. It's okay. He'll never.
Yeah,
watch.
I always like to
Awesome.
hear inspiring stories like that. Like it's just
Yeah.
it's something you can't put a words to,
Yeah.
really, of finding that. You know, when I was able to keep the beat with a Beatles song,
Totally.
Hmm.
it
Totally.
was just like it was magical. I just felt like I'd conquered the world.
That's
Exactly.
cool.
Yeah. That feeling of realizing what inspiration can create for you, like when you actually are inspired to do something and then you're actually set out and you're able to do it. I mean, for myself, this is my Skyward Eyes was an EP, but this is for as like a musician. Mythos is my first release as an artist, like a first like
Full
full
length.
length.
Yeah, full length for me as well.
12. I've dabbled and I've played on other records and I've done some things, but just in terms of music that I've worked on as intimately as this, yeah, I mean, and that's a great thing. So going all the way back from my spiteful Flea riffage, moving all the way to releasing a record that you enjoy, and
And that's amazing. And
it's a
thank
great
you for
feeling.
listening to
Yeah,
it.
and we appreciate you for liking it too. It's
Right
so
on,
great.
man. It's
Yeah.
great to find
Oh,
someone.
hey,
Same.
I'm gonna be giving it a solid review, so you guys just hang on.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, man.
That's
Good. Dude, it's
fantastic.
nice to know that we don't suck.
Yeah,
That's
you know
not-
what? Sometimes you question yourself.
Yeah, you do.
It's like in quarantine, you're like halfway through recording, it sounds like total garbage, and you're like, "What are we doing here?"
Yeah, no. Well, when we're I think more for me, I had that moment when I'm like in a robe in the backyard filming a video because we can't go anywhere else because we're in quarantine. We're just like, all right, let's film
Nah,
this
we're
music
death.
video.
We're death in a yard. You got to do it.
And
I know how you guys feel because I've been writing since I was a teenager,
mhm,
and I've had my website for 12 years now.
Nice.
right on.
But sometimes you write something and then you just go, "Yeah, I'm not publishing that. That's crap."
Oh yeah.
But I know what you guys mean.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah.
second guess yourself, and then you want outside criticism. You want people to look at it or listen to it. In your case, maybe.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you're like, no, I don't want to put it out there because I think it sucks. So why would I think they like it?
I guess the trick is to become popular enough that you can get away with like the B rolls, like the songs that you
Like,
don't release, like
Or-
yeah, like later on you're like, okay, here's the unreleased amount of stuff that I thought was crap that
Yeah.
you apparently want to hear, so here you go, I guess. And it's interesting what I mean, what's God, my brain's just killing me right now, but the song Cherry Pie as an example.
Okay. Yeah,
Like I'm sure
right.
you know the story behind that, right? Like it's
Warren,
like
yeah.
Yeah.
they just wrote it, like just put it together quick, didn't think anything of it.
Slap
like,
it on the
just
album.
slap it on the
There you
record.
go.
Most claim to fame, like
Yeah,
you
I
know,
know.
terrible. And it's a terrible thing. He's an amazing artist, but he got cherry pied, and
Got
you never
cherry
you never
pied.
want to get cherry
Never
pie.
gotta
I
get
mean,
full cherry pie
unless it's real cherry pie, then sometimes you do want to be
or
cherry
peach pie.
but,
I just had peach
yeah.
pie yesterday. It was with ice cream. It was so
Dude, you make me hungry, man. We
I
can't-
know,
we
I'm
gotta talk
really
about music.
hungry, I wanna- just
Don't
said
start fighting, guys. This is being recorded.
Yeah.
no, that's perfect.
Hunting Giants takes on pies.
Yeah.
Like peach, cherry. What's
Peach,
your
cherry.
favorite?
Yeah.
Strawberry rhubarb. I love strawberry
They're going to
rhubarb.
war. They're going
Going to war over pie.
So let's talk about some of the inspiration of the songs, like
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Ancient Text, your first single. Like,
Yeah, I'd love to.
I mean, I know what the story is all about, but
Yeah.
You guys can put it in your own words.
For sure. So like I listened to when I was younger and growing up, I listened to a lot of this guy called Graham Hancock,
Uh,
and he's a journalist, kind of archaeologist who wrote a book called Magicians of the Gods and Fingerprints of the Gods, and it talks about like thousands of years ago we had a much higher civilization. And so I had this idea of like what would someone in that civilization or like a tribal person, see a comet as it like tears through the sky. What would they think of it? They think of it like as the morning star or as some angelic or demonic figure. They wouldn't know what it actually was.
Yeah.
So I like wanted to express this idea in his own terms, and see at the end he carves it into the wall of the temple, right? For his vision of the future being destroyed by this comet. And the reason why I wanted to tie it in with Graham Hancock is because 12,600 years ago he talks about this calamity in the Younger Dryas period.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's in the Taurid meteor stream, our Earth passes to it twice a year, and that's kind of what I was signifying. Is like, what if this civilization that was advanced 12,600 years ago, completely collapsed into the ocean, and what would it seem like to a tribal person viewing it?
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, I thought that song was about like rocks and shit, so that's incredible. I had no idea that. Wow.
Take a base.
Cool. I mean, that blew me away. I didn't even know that. That's actually cool. Like, one thing we should probably let you know is like the record itself, Mythos. The idea behind every song is like it's its own individual story.
yeah.
That there's
Mhm.
something kind of like going on in each
Yeah,
one.
exactly.
That because we wanted people to really like, I guess, pay attention to the lyrics and like and what's happening to try to create that tapestry.
Yeah.
Steve is really good. He's a really good writer.
Thanks, man.
Some of your lyrics are very thought provoking. So
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, we're like trying in each of these songs, it's like we're trying to represent like a certain archetype, and how living that sort of life and adopting those beliefs and rules can actually change your life for the good or the bad, right? We got like Rituals, which came out, and that's like a thematic. It's like about like a necromancer who's stitching people together and then resurrecting them again into one giant beast, right? But what it really is underneath is like a discussion about like mental health and people that hate themselves and hate the world and want to destroy it. It's just, but we wanted to put all of these songs in like a mythological kind of gift wrap, so they're more easily digestible
yeah,
by people that are listening.
I think it's
And
also like like trying to inspire imagination as
yeah,
well.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely. I don't know. It
Here's
it
a-
worked. And that wasn't me.
Yeah, I don't think that was mine. My phone's off. That's okay.
Yeah, I
this,
don't know.
This podcast is brought to you in part by Messenger.
Oh, my
Oh.
goodness. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so we've touched on the possible tour. We've only got one thing going on there.
Well, we do hope to be playing like the December gig is definitely just kind of like our introduction back into the scene, and then we do plan on having a lot more shows coming up going into the new year. We'll be gigging probably pretty regularly, and then in the summer we're hoping to hit the road a bit and try to get on some
Get on
different
some
festivals
festivals.
and try to travel around a bit. Right now is very much so a lot of PR, just trying to get our name out there. We just want people listening to the music, let them experience it, and hopefully they enjoy it. And if they do, check our live show out. Our live show adds a different vibe. I mean, we have syncopated visuals and projection screens and things that we try to
Smoke and stuff.
emulate during the thing. We want to really create that experience.
Yeah,
So
and through all the senses.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I know I'm a fan. I mean, this is the first time I've heard
Thanks,
you
Evan.
guys, and I'm
Thanks,
not
man.
just saying I'm a fan because I'm talking to you guys. I wholeheartedly mean that. Like,
Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you,
That's
man.
awesome.
That means a lot.
Yeah,
honestly.
it does. It means a lot.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it's nice to have people that like the music who are fans and are not related to us. So
Yeah, exactly.
well, where did the name Hunting Giants come from? Who thought that up? Was that
I guess I did, but it was kind of like we were doing this thing where at the time when the project was in its infancy, we were just kind of throwing out different ideas, like just
Yeah. We had like a, they call it like an
Yeah.
Excel or like a Word format
Oh,
like
Mhm.
bank where we had like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different names that we've been coming up with and just throwing them in there.
Yeah, yeah, and at one point we had gone through hundreds of these things, and some of them were comically bad,
Oh
like
yeah, for sure.
comically bad. I think one, I lost my mind actually from it. It made me laugh so hard. It wasn't even that funny. It's just at this point it was like the 700th name. I think it was called like DOS Tree or something. It was
DOS
the
Tree, there's something like
stupidest
that.
thing
There's
I've ever heard. But
DOS Tree.
something in me broke. Yeah, I heard it
Yeah.
like in a German
Yeah,
accent, like
absolutely.
we are DOS Tree, and
And
I'm
that's
just
what
like,
I'm like,
oh,
no, we have
man.
enough names
That's
on this
enough.
list. Let's just go through this list.
Yeah,
And yeah, we limited it down to a few, and then hunting giants
yeah.
just
I think I just saw giants and hunting, and I just was like,
took up.
what about hunting giants? And then we kind of all were like, yeah, because like it has a lot of meanings to it. I mean, everybody can kind of take their own pull away from that. For
Mhm.
myself, it was like hunting giants to me is like we're hunting like these like big sounds.
mm,
You know,
Yeah.
we're looking for like big songs. We're hunting for big music, big groove.
Yeah. Or you're like
Um,
hunting the giants that you will become in your
Yeah.
life, you know?
Yeah.
Just like hunting the person you're going to become.
Yeah, I mean, giants can be problems. Maybe you're hunting, you know, trying to fix your problems, like
Mhm.
things that are getting in the way or keeping you down. You need to overcome them. Yeah, it can mean a lot to a lot of different people. So again, for myself, and I'm sure for Steven as well, anything that can be thought provoking, anything that can like really spark,
An
or sorry,
emotion.
spike, yes, spark an emotion, spike the imagination. I'm all for it. I love imagery. I love things that make you like really think about it, and you know, it activates something deep in your cortex. You're just like, oh man, that's
Yeah, I want to
that's
inspire
fascinating.
people to create,
yeah,
you know?
I want to go paint something now. I don't know. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
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 Or hunt something.
Maybe I
don't
can't
know.
paint, but maybe we can inspire people
Hunt
to
something
paint.
and then paint about me hunting it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
on the
Something
cave
like-
wall.
Yeah. Cave wall. Yeah.
I thought it was ancient text was like the first cell phone or something.
Mm,
Hey, that's pretty cool.
that's good. It was on a razor, one of those razor
Yeah.
flip phones. Yeah.
They
Yeah,
just find a razor. Oh, this was our civilization. You blew it up, damn you!
You bastard.
Ghostface.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. I like that.
yeah, that's my warp take on it.
I like it.
Nice.
I like it.
That's yeah.
That's good.
But the actual concept is actually more interesting, as you put it. You know,
I mean, yeah, the lyrics are for people to read and then like also make their own, right?
Yeah.
That's why it's so good. It's because you don't need the lyricist defining what everything means all
Yeah,
the time. 'Cause it's not so.
absolutely.
Yeah, maybe the lyricist doesn't even know what it really means deeper. Maybe there's
Yeah.
a deeper unconscious message that they're not even aware of.
Yeah.
You know, that music's just passing through them, and it's just like, oh, you know,
Yeah. Yeah. I've always looked at, you know, being a musician as kind of like you almost kind of tap into an energy. Like it's not necessarily even you per se. Like you're tapping into something bigger. You're just this messenger or conduit for this bigger thing that unites all of us. Like music is one of those really beautiful things where you know, it surpasses language. You know, like
Oh,
it
yeah.
doesn't- yeah, it's incredible. And
like Paul McCartney's British, but when he sings, there's no accent, right?
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, exactly. There's nothing there. Yeah, exactly. And you know, and they're big. Like you know, his music is big all over the world. Imagine being in like China and like a stadium of 75,000 people, and English is not a lot of their national languages, right? They don't know how to say it, but they know the lyrics to those songs. They
Yeah.
love those songs so much that they actually went out of their way to like learn the lyric and say it right, and it's beautiful. And I've
Yeah, that's
had
true.
you know what's a really wonderful War Druna, kind of like that Icelandic Norwegian, you know, like that I went through a bit of a phase with that for a while, but it made me want to like learn some of the language. I'm not going to even try to say it now, but but you know, like it's just it inspires me to want to be able to sing along to this song that I really like, and I'd love
Not
to
as
be
hard
able
as Vulcan, though.
to. Vulcan. Oh yeah, yeah. No, Vulcan. It took me 20 years to learn how to do that. I can't even imagine trying to. No way. I wouldn't even want to know. Klingon took me hard. That was hard enough with
Klingon?
That was tough. Yeah, Klingon was tough.
That's what I
Are you-
meant. It's Klingon, not Vulcan.
Klingon? No, Vulcan? Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
I was gonna say,
either.
I'm like,
they're
they didn't-
both-
That's what
I'm
I
like,
meant. It's Klingon.
Dude, I was impressed. I'm like, you're deep. You are a deep Trekkie if you want to spit some Vulcan. That's
That's true. That's true.
Wow, that's amazing.
No, I don't know any Vulcan. No.
Neither do I, but I'm into the ears. Those are cool. Those are neat.
Yeah. Yeah, who had them first, the elves or the Vulcan?
You know what? It's the elves because Tolkien wrote Lord
Back
of the
in the
Rings
30s, right?
back in the
Mm,
30s, and
I'm pretty sure
Mr.
that
Roddenberry. That wasn't until
elves are
like the
just like,
workings of the 60s,
time
right? So
traveling Vulcans.
yeah, time traveling Vulcans. That's
Yeah.
what that you just bridge Star Trek and Lord of the
Yeah,
Rings.
I'm pretty sure they're
You
the same thing.
bridge those together.
Yeah.
But
And then
what?
they split and one
Oh,
became
dude.
Vulcan, one became
You know that there is like a Star Trek fanboy crying in their basement right now because what you just
or
said.
their
That's
mind is exploding.
it could be. They could be. You actually may have inspired them.
Yeah.
Maybe they're writing
No, they hate me.
some
That's
fiction
okay.
right now about it. That's great.
Maybe the Vulcans were scared by the elves. That's why they went to outer
Maybe.
space.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who knows?
It could be. Yeah. It could be. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Hey, we got some
Romulans. Yes, Romulans. That's who they are. Yeah.
Romulans.
Romulans.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh man. Yeah.
Vulcans,
I like how
Romulans.
they just that never made sense to me. If we're gonna talk about Star Trek, I just gotta quickly say that the Romulans never made sense to
Oh,
me.
and for a long
That it
time,
was
here
just
we
like
go.
ancient Rome stuff just happened. Like I never understood that in a million. Like, it's
'Cause
just
they're
like Gene.
stoic.
He just
They're
gave
all,
no.
like,
He gave
stoic.
up.
When you're stoic,
He
you
ran
build
out of
Roman
ideas.
stuff.
He's like, oh, who's the bad guy? I don't know. I was watching the History Channel the other day. Let's call him Romulus. Yeah, there you go. Sure. Roman god. There you go. Oh,
I don't know. Nothing could be worse than Star Trek 5.
Mm. That
one's
was that the one with the
Where they go-
whales? Is that the
No,
whales?
when they go searching for God.
Oh, they go
Oh.
searching for they go searching
I don't
for
think I've
God.
seen that.
Star Trek 5, I forget what it's, the final, not the final frontier.
I kind of
And
hope
William
they.
Shatner directed it.
Nice.
He's not a very, you can see
No.
that he only directed one movie.
No, Shatner should stick to music if he's gonna
Oh,
stay. Yeah.
Vocal
Poetry.
prowess of him, yeah.
What was the one where was it Star Trek 4 with the whales?
Yes. The
That
voice
Star
home.
Trek was
Yeah.
that the one? Yeah, the Voyage Home. Yeah, with the whales. That one was boy oh boy. That was a rough one. We don't mean and anybody listening to this that loves Star Trek. I apologize.
We also
just-
love Star Trek.
We do love Star
Trust me.
Trek.
We
just-
watched all of.
we
all
love
of,
them the same
like,
way you do.
Voyager, The Next Generation.
I think
yeah.
Leonard Nimoy directed that one, Star Trek 4.
Did it? Yeah. Yeah. I could see that. I could see that. I wonder if that movie inspired Free Willy.
So, what band are you wearing, Anthony?
Oh, Saints of Death, another Vancouver band.
Saints of Death.
Saints of Death.
Nice.
Oh man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're heavy metal too.
Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
that's cool. Saints of Death.
Did you have him on your show?
Sorry?
Did you have him on your show?
Not yet. I've been trying to get them on, but yeah.
Saints of Death, if you're listening, get on here.
Get on here.
Come on. What are you waiting
Do
for?
it. This guy's awesome.
Talk
Anthony,
about Star Trek
amazing.
5. We can have some
No,
good
no. Yeah, I've been trying to get Twan and the guys on the show for a while now.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Hopefully. I mean, that's the cool thing about Vancouver, right? There's so many amazing bands and just talent
yeah.
locally here that
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, there's
Well,
just so many
I
growing stuff.
met them at the show at the Rickshaw. They're actually opening the show that night.
Yeah.
And playing that night was Moonspell, and then the headliners were Septic Flesh.
Oh, right on. Oh, dude, that must
I got to interview Mike Gasper from Moonspell,
yeah.
Oh, sweet.
and then I got to interview Christos, who's the guitar player for Septic Flesh,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
and
what a
he's
night.
also he also composes the orchestrations.
Yeah.
He went to musical school back in Greece, and
Oh,
wow.
cool.
he learned how to make orchestra like scores.
Yeah, yeah.
And so when I heard about them, I'm like, I wasn't really into death metal,
Hmm.
but when I first heard, and I had an album sent to me and to review, and I'm like, okay, I'll give these guys a try, and I was blown away.
Yeah.
They actually have the Greek Symphonic Orchestra. They have about a 50-piece orchestra
Oh, cool.
with them on the album.
Wow.
And then if you look up on YouTube, they actually have a live concert that they did in Mexico, and they actually have a Mexican symphony orchestra
Oh,
in
what?
the background, and
That's a cool idea.
3 choirs too. They have a children's choir and they have 2 adult choirs.
Wow.
Really?
What a concert.
Wow.
Yeah,
And were they playing
Dang.
like throughout the entirety of the concert, or did they kind of like bring them out in piecemeal, or was it like
oh, it would the orchestra was there the whole time. It was
the
just
whole time?
it was
Wow.
just the choir that would come out as required for
As
the
re-
song.
That's
As
cool.
required. I see what you did
As
there
required.
too. Very nice.
Ah,
You're
all
quick.
about this wit.
You're not gonna get
wit.
past me, Anthony. I'll tell you that right now, man. You're
I
not
know
gonna
you're
get past
catching
me.
everything.
You got him, man. That was
He's a
great.
sieve. He's got
That
it.
was good.
No, I think you guys would appreciate that because
Yeah, it sounds
Definitely.
really nice.
yeah, it was a epic show.
Imagine in person, like the feeling of those instruments in the air. Right?
Yeah.
You can feel it, right?
Right?
Vibrations.
I mean, and the nice thing too is you're thinking, I'm thinking from a fan point of view,
Mhm.
is the orchestra and death metal mixed together. The orchestra is probably like, oh man, what are we doing? But
Oh,
a lot of them, if you watch, a lot of them are bashed. There's one
yeah, they're rocking out. Oh, that's
awesome.
awesome.
totally banging his head, and some of them are like really into it. One lady's sitting there smiling who plays the flute,
That's
sitting
cool.
there smiling, enjoying the whole show.
More metal flute. I like
I
it.
like it. I like it a lot.
Metal flute, yeah.
Some more
Yeah, do you
metal
put
flute.
distortion on that thing, or like, what do you do with it? You know, I don't
Put-
know.
How
Or
would
some
you even?
gain.
How would you even put distortion
you
on a
record
flute?
it? You put it through a guitar amp. You model it. And
How would you put it? We're gonna talk about this later.
that's done.
I have questions
Done.
about that.
Hey, but they made it so you can plug in an acoustic guitar, so
Hey, I mean,
possible.
why not? We have the technology for it.
Anything's
Let's not.
possible.
Let's
Right.
not. The things that technology
This
available
is the
nowadays.
future now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
don't
probably right.
second guess yourself. You do that enough when you make.
You're right. All right, you're right. Next record, we're gonna put on some distorted flute. You
Oh,
have it
there you
here.
go.
You have it
You
here.
heard it here, folks.
You heard it here, everybody.
There we
All
go.
Some
right.
distorted jazz flute on the next record. It's gonna be so. Yeah.
It'll just be me doing that.
You have the hand movements down. I think
I've watched a lot of SpongeBob SquarePants.
that was nice. Yeah. So actually, I don't say this to a lot of people, but you would look good with a fife.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't
Like a
know.
little satyr?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you actually do have. I didn't notice that until just now. Wow, wow.
I need goat
wow.
legs, though.
You need, yeah,
I
you
need
do need
goat
goat
legs.
legs. Goat legs.
To be continued.
Yeah, you guys need to come to our show. It's gonna be amazing.
There may or may not be goat legs.
There may be goat legs. He may prance around.
Oh my goodness! If
some
I could
sort of-
actually get goat legs.
Well, we get enough money. We'll see how the record sales
All
do.
right.
And it was definitely cool talking to him because he does the orchestration, but he also makes all the music for the songs themselves, like the
Oh,
heavy
wow.
metal,
Yeah.
and then he does the orchestration as well.
Wow. I mean,
And actually, 3 of their songs have been accepted into Juilliard
really.
for music classes for people to study.
My
That's
gosh,
awesome.
like the full composition or just some of the orchestral, the full composition. Amazing.
All composition, yeah.
That must feel
Oh.
really cool. That would be
Mhm.
that'd be
They
really,
were
really
they were
cool.
pretty high in their moment, like that's
Yeah.
it's a pretty
Mhm.
special moment.
Yeah, that's
It's humbling,
amazing.
man. That is a humbling bit of news. I don't think we'd be getting any calls from Juilliard being like, "Hey, yeah, we want to put
Too big.
ancient,
to-
yeah, Too Big to Kill in on." Although I'd be happy to see it. I'd be happy to see that. How would they?
You never know. You never know. Don't sell yourself short. You never know what
I appreciate that.
September 30th is going to bring for you, and or, by the end of the year when you're doing your release show, you never know
Mhm.
what this is going to do for you guys.
Well, I will say, if the Vancouver Symphony Orchestra contacts us and wants to play a song, we're bringing you to the concert, and we're gonna be like, "You were right. You did it, and this song's for you. It's for you,
man.
Eddie. This is it."
That would be so cool, though. Getting like an orchestra.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That
Oh
would
yeah.
be sweet.
Because a lot of people thought the concept came from Metallica with their S&M
Mm-hmm.
Symphony and Metallica, but they Septic Flesh have been writing. They've had symphonic orchestra in there the whole time. So
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's just
absolutely.
not something on keys either. It's actual physical orchestra.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Do you wonder if I wonder if Metallica was almost inspired by that? Like maybe they were aware.
I think so.
Maybe. Yeah.
They would.
I
They
mean,
would have to be.
I think so.
I
That'd
mean,
be cool.
Kirk Hammett is mostly on. He's mostly on the one that's on the ball when it comes to other music. I think.
Yeah. 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 No,
He
absolutely.
would probably be, hey guys, look what these guys are doing.
It's
Let's
pretty
do
cool.
this. Check this out. Yeah. That's awesome. Metallica with a children's choir. I don't know if that would work.
Or the
though.
children's choir.
At work.
Nothing else matters. Maybe they could do.
Yeah, nothing else matters. Children's choir. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I could see that. I could see that.
Just reminds me of like Pink Floyd, you know? Pink Floyd's got that whole.
Didn't the Pink Floyd
teacher.
kids in that song sue them? Wasn't that the whole thing a little while ago? You know, from the
I have no
the-
idea.
yeah, I remember that being a thing. They settled that like a couple of years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm positive of it. They
Oh, yeah.
the kids from the
Yeah.
wall. Yeah, they sued Pink Floyd for that
They
because
were
like none of them
choir.
got paid. None of them got any money from that at
Did they,
all.
like,
And, like,
sign something?
Brutal.
yeah, it was a huge thing. But I think they ended up getting their money like 40 years later. See, it's
Probably
stuff-
need it more now.
This is why I get mad at my parents for not exploiting my childhood more and putting me in movies and things that I could benefit
not
from
exploiting
later
your
in life.
childhood?
They should have. They should have put me in
Really?
like a movie or something, or like
But it would have changed it
yeah,
completely.
I could have. Well, yeah, but you know,
Move me.
I want some
To
Pink
a
Floyd.
bigger
I want some
house.
Pink Floyd royalty money. What can I say?
Yeah, but you look at some of the torturous souls that are out there that went through that system as kids.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, it eats you up.
Oh, like a child
Leaves you
entertainer.
hollow.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
like
yeah,
the Corey Hames and stuff like that. Like
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
very hard on him, and I mean he's gone, but Corey Feldman, he's
Corey Feldman. Yeah,
he's
Yeah,
really
my-
messed up from the whole thing.
that's true. My name's Corey, so right off the bat, I
Oof.
probably wouldn't have done very well with the track record.
So it works.
Laid out so
Oh, the
far.
Corys, everyone.
First of all, is your name Corey? Oh, that's not.
Oh,
good.
who
All
comes
right,
well, welcome to the
well.
trenches, boy.
well,
You won't last long.
you better hope you don't have stardom early because you're gonna have a rough time.
Well, and Macaulay Culkin with Home Alone, I mean,
Yeah,
just
that's true.
practically overnight sensation, right? With that,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a
Yeah.
lot of pressure on a young kid.
For sure.
it is. Shia LaBeouf.
Yes.
He also was mentioning that his time as a child actor was really rough,
Hmm.
very very hard on. Yeah. So I guess I should elaborate. I didn't want to be a child actor. I wanted to be one of the choir kids on the Pink Floyd record that I could sue them 30 years later
Oh,
for
oh,
something that I
makes more
came in and
sense.
did in an afternoon. Because let's be honest, they came in. They probably had lunch. There's probably like a field trip thing that they did. Came in, sang a song, left for the
Be a
day.
fun field
Everybody was
trip.
happy. Then 30 years later, you get $30 million settlement from Pink Floyd
Damn.
because the lunch wasn't good enough when you were there. You didn't. I don't know. That sounds kind of sweet, actually. I kind of want to do.
For me, I would be like, wow, I'm on a Pink Floyd album.
Yeah, right.
True, but I also suppose at the time they didn't really know who Pink Floyd was, so they wouldn't have even had the understanding of what they were doing. Maybe.
Yeah,
Am I
but
wrong?
by the time the movie came out and the album came out, that was like one of the biggest hits ever for Pink Floyd.
True.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
I only have 2 albums on EP or not EP, like actually on vinyl.
Oh,
I have Court of the Crimson King, King Crimson, and I have The Wall by Pink Floyd. Those
Oh,
are
yeah. Classic.
my two cornerstones when I was like 19, 20, you know, doing a lot of stuff.
King Crimson's a lot of
Tripping out.
fun. Should listen to some King Crimson. I haven't listened to it in a while.
Speaking of flute, oh my god, there's like that flute in King Crimson.
Yeah.
It's
Is that the
so
sound that
good.
it makes?
Oh, it
too?
does.
did
It like
that
it
part?
like does that hammer on, and then like the rest of the music changes the chord, but it remains, and it's like it's scary.
yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
give me the heebie-jeebies.
Cheapers.
Jiminy Crickets.
The Heebie-Jeebies. Wasn't that a band in the 70s?
Maybe.
Disco?
I don't know.
No, that's the Bee Gees. Never
Awesome.
mind. Never mind.
No, Jeepers Creepers. Where'd you get those peepers? You remember that song?
There's
I'm
creep.
dating myself, you know.
Where'd you get those peepers? That one? Is
Yeah.
that the one? Yeah.
I just remember it from the movie, the Jeepers Creepers. Like you know that there's that guy. Like,
Oh, that's it,
cuts
like that
people's
was like a
faces off and
1999
something.
movie or
Yeah,
something,
something like
right?
that.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
yeah, Jeepers Creepers.
He was going to come to BC and film Jeepers Creepers 3, but because of his molestation that he was charged for, BC, the BC Guild for Children and Actors would not permit him to enter BC to film it. So he had to go back to the States.
Who was it? Sorry.
The director
director?
of the original Jeepers Creepers. He
Yeah.
did 1 and 2, and then he did 3.
Yeah.
They wouldn't allow him into British Columbia under the guidance of the BC Children's Protection Act or something,
Ooh.
Wow.
Wow. Okay,
Wow.
so he did something
because
pretty.
he had molested a young boy on the set of Powder that he directed.
Oh,
He'd molested him, and he was brought up on charges,
my
and
God.
his charges were reduced exponentially. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
He served like 8 out of the 13 years he was charged with.
That's crazy.
Man, this interview got dark quick.
Sorry.
That guy's
No,
that's
that's
Because you were talking about the movie, and whenever I hear people talking about the movie, because people are like, "Oh yeah, that movie is so cool." I thought it was cool too until I heard the guys like,
yeah.
no, yeah,
It makes you rethink the title of the movie. That's
makes
for
you
damn sure.
understand why
That's-
it's
yeah.
so gross.
I don't think I love the title of the movie anymore.
no." But
Oh
it's
my
too
God.
bad because the movie really worked, especially when they're
It was good.
when they were going down the road, and he's throwing that body down that shaft, and he
Mhm.
just stops and look. He stops what he's doing, and he just turns and looks at
Oh,
and
terror.
watches them
Yeah,
drive around the corner.
yeah.
The
I
thing
remember
that
that.
worked most effectively with that scene is it was during the day. A lot of those kind of scenes are done at under the darkness of night. This was
Yeah.
that was shot during the day.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, there's something even kind of more terrifying about that. That's happening during the daytime,
Yeah,
something like that. But nothing more terrifying than the underlying story of the director of that film. That's
Yeah,
that's
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 deep
much
level.
worse
That's deep
than
level.
that.
It's
But
interesting. It's talking like, can you appreciate the art of the person,
oh,
right?
the art of the
The
artist
art of
kind
the
of thing.
artist,
Yeah.
no matter what they do, can you appreciate it for itself, or do you have to like add the connotation of their actions onto it and get pretty deep?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
speaking of dark elements, I got to see Clive Barker
Mm.
speak at the um, Vancouver Library.
Oh, really?
He'd written a children's book,
Yeah.
and he was out promoting it. And he said, without a shadow of a doubt, if he could not get those monsters out of his head and put them on paper, he'd probably be like locked up in a psych ward somewhere.
Wow.
Because
Wow.
he says it enables me to get those monsters out of my head,
That's interesting.
Hmm.
put them into words.
You're
and he goes,
exercising your
it's
demons.
kind of like it's cathartic for him.
Yeah.
That's deep.
That's making me rethink your lyrics now a bit more.
Don't worry about
Deeper,
it. Just don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't think about it too. It's okay. Uh-oh.
What happened?
Necromancy. Oh no, we're good. We're good. We're good.
Oh, just with this, if that guy was doing that with how he was writing, and that if Steve was doing something similar, and he's got songs about dead people and stitching them together and stuff, and just kind of like, I may have to sleep on a bus with this guy
am I saying?
at some point, so I gotta gotta think
It's
about
okay.
just then.
We'll
Yeah,
be fine.
okay,
We'll be
all right,
fine.
all right. I'm just gonna put up today's paper so we know the date and time and where I am. And...
Yeah.
Are you guys in the shed in the backyard?
Right now,
No,
We're in my bedroom,
yeah, we're
actually.
downstairs. Yeah, we're downstairs.
Oh,
We
I have a
had,
jam space behind us,
Mhm.
and
Nice.
yeah, I got my tapestries all over the wall here. Just
yeah, it sets a mood. It's good to have a good like
good
energy.
feng shui,
and-
you know.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
burn. I was burning some sage earlier, you know, getting
Mhm.
it all around here. And
Yeah, it gives good energy, especially when you're like writing music. We had the acoustics out and we were just jamming.
we
a
were
bit
jamming
earlier.
around upstairs.
Yeah,
It's
just
fun.
hanging out. Right,
Yeah.
that's how songs are born. It's nice.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything you guys would like to add to the
Honestly, as we mentioned earlier, obviously September 30th, the record comes out. Mythos. Please
Mhm.
check it out.
We have pre-order merch sales. We got
pre-orders.
CDs for sale, $15, no shipping cost, right?
I was
Or a
gonna ask-
$25 merch
Yeah, I was
pack.
going to ask if you guys have actual physical copies because everything's digital now.
Yeah, we're doing physical copies. We're also doing like USB thumb drives that have the album on it. So
Yeah.
if you
Oh,
don't want to buy a CD, that's fine.
Yeah.
Just buy the merch pack. It comes with everything else.
Yeah,
little-
and there's a QR code on the thumb drive as well that you can scan on your phone, and it takes you right to the Spotify playlist, so you can get it that way too.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. We wanted like the 90s CD because that's who we are, right?
Yeah.
We want to explore that. But we also we understand that today people don't usually have CDs players. So here's it on a thumb drive, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like we're trying to be the band to make CDs the next vinyl craze. Like people are getting vinyl again
They're
because
physical NFTs.
yeah, exactly.
They'll
Yeah,
get them while they last, you know?
we're bringing them
Well,
back.
I review for a label out of the States called Hell's Headbangers. And ever
Mm.
since I've been reviewing for them for like 5-6 years, they've had just about every single artist has had a cassette.
Oh, a cassette.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
interesting.
Yeah.
Cassette.
Ah.
Any 8 tracks as well, or are they just rocking the
No,
cassettes?
no, some band did 8 tracks, and I can't remember who it was.
Mm.
I think it was Psycho Stick.
Psycho Stick.
8-tracks.
Oh,
eh?
man.
Those guys are crazy nuts funny.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
yeah?
Check
Yeah.
that out.
That's always fun.
I
Um,
like that.
Obey the Beard. That's the name.
I've heard of that before. Yeah, Obey the Beard.
Yeah.
Is that the band or is that the record?
No, that's the band Psycho Stick.
That's the band.
Obey
Yeah,
the,
I
Obey
bet
the
they have
Beard is the song.
is the song. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It's
Obey the Beard
bloody
is the song.
hilarious.
Yeah, I've
Yeah, they're almost like a Weird Al kind of thing.
I remember seeing their video for it. Yeah, I'll watch it again. It's been a couple of years, but that's a great song.
Yeah.
Oh, great band. Yeah, no, and but again, a
Yeah.
big thank you to you, Anthony, for
Yeah, thanks.
having us on the show and
Oh, hey, my pleasure.
checking the
Anytime.
record, man. We're looking forward to seeing you when you come to the gig. It's going to be December, and yeah, again, just go to our Facebook page, Hunting Giants, if anybody's interested.
Yeah,
and we'll
huntinggiants.com. That's pretty much,
huntinggiants.com.
we
Yeah.
got everything there, all the links, all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
come say hi to us. We're friendly
Yeah,
guys.
absolutely.
We don't bite. Not hard.
Not
Anyways,
hard.
but
Well,
you know.
I'll be throwing all the links when I put this on my website. I'll throw the links
Awesome.
on the website so they know where to go, and then as soon as I get any word from John when the date is for the album release show in December, I'll add it to that, and then
Thank you, man.
just bring out a different release altogether. Because you guys will probably have other songs, like you have one coming out this week, right?
Yep, we got
do.
Too Big to
Yeah,
Kill coming
Too
out
Big to
September
Kill
9th.
for you, dedicated to you now,
Oh,
Anthony, for
jeez.
sure.
For sure.
For you, buddy. And then we have something
I'd be
special
honored.
coming. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We just looking forward to people come, have some fun, and September 30th, the record will drop, and we have something fun that will be released at that time. Another video as well will be out, and a special single for it as well. And we're stoked.
Yeah.
We're stoked.
Then from there, we're going to explore the rest of the album over the next 5 months, you
Yeah.
know, singling out specific track every 2 weeks, that kind of idea. Should have some bass playthrough so you can see that awesome action
Yeah.
close up, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun things, and then we hope to be on the road going into the summer and seeing
absolutely.
people and try to bring the act into as many cities
your
as we can.
town.
To your town, Sunday.
You play with the whole steeple joint.
That's right. Hunting giants at the Pacific Coliseum. Like that. Yeah. Should get
Yeah,
an
you guys should try and sign up for Loud as Hell.
Yeah.
We are. We've put some feelers out to a couple of people, and we're definitely hopeful that yes. That was creepy the way you did that.
I'm sorry. It just happens.
Are you sure I'm safe with you, man?
Yeah, well,
okay.
hey.
All right.
Don't turn off the camera.
Did you direct any of the Jeepers Creepers movie?
Oh, no. No.
That's a great callback.
No.
Ouch.
I don't like that.
Yeah, we have some feelers out, and we're hopeful that with the release of this record, it will kind of give the guys at Loud as Hell, Armstrong Metal Festival, any of the other West Coast festivals that are happening, this is for them. It's kind of an introduction to us, so we're hopeful that this is going to be an audible resume that they can really enjoy and take us into consideration.
And then Joey Hawkins got Hyperspace. That's
Yeah.
Vancouver.
Yeah,
Hyperspace
we're
for
hoping to get
sure.
on that too. We're after the 30th. We'll probably be sending out a lot of applications.
Armstrong Metal Fest would be sick. That's what
Armstrong,
we're going
yeah.
for too.
Yeah, Armstrong would be
Yeah.
a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean,
Maybe down to last year we did, or not last year.
No,
oh
it
my
was
God,
it was 2019. Yeah,
I've lost 2 years.
you lost 2 years.
We did.
Yeah,
We
I
did.
know.
What did we do? We did
Hempfest.
Hempfest
Yeah,
down
we
in
did
Seattle.
Hempfest in
Oh,
Seattle
okay.
was great.
Oh, it was awesome. It was so
that
much
was
fun.
a lot of fun.
Playing for
Hempfest was a
America.
blast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those Americans, they seem to dig us, so that
Yeah,
was cool.
that was cool.
And a little dig throwback reference to
little dig,
Mudvayne.
that's
Oh,
three,
Matt,
that's
that's
three
three.
The dig.
Three.
Back
It
to back
all
to
comes
back.
back to dig every time.
Bam.
All right.
You guys don't like the song at all, do you?
I hate it. Never liked it once. Don't even know who Mudvayne is. I literally
Just
pulled
making
the name
it up.
from
Just
a hat.
making it
No,
up.
I'm
Is that how the riff goes?
joking.
Yeah.
Joking. Well, it's the best band in all does it vote. It's very good.
Awesome, guys. Well, thanks for your time as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
This was
man.
a lot of fun. Thank you so much,
So fun.
Anthony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If everyone had to have a chin wag again, let us know. We'd
Yeah,
love to come on.
absolutely. We'd love to do this again sometime.
Well, maybe closer to when you've got a date for December.
yeah,
100%.
that sounds like a
You
fun.
can do a
100%.
little
Good
interview.
idea.
Then maybe the other guys can join us and
Yeah,
Love
yeah.
to.
Might be with a
kind of
Daniel.
help plug the show.
Yeah, love to, man.
Get the whole
Absolutely.
band in
Yeah.
here. Get a couch or something. That'd
Yeah.
be fun.
Yeah, that'd be
And then I'll
great.
see you guys live at the show.
Yeah,
you
we're
better.
looking for you.
We'll be looking for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Where's
Did it-
Anthony?
Yeah, if
Yeah,
we don't
exactly.
see you, I'm personally gonna be destroyed. So
Oh, it's okay.
you better be there. I'm gonna be devastated on a personal level that I'll never recover from.
Wow,
So.
that's a lot of pressure on me.
Yeah, I
Absolutely,
know. So we
absolutely.
better see you there.
Oh my goodness, we got the violin here.
Where is it going to be again? It's on
Fox Cabaret.
Fox Cabaret. It's gonna be
Right.
the Fox Cabaret. A couple of the
Nice
bands.
place.
Early December. So
I've
far
never
from what
been
I'm-
actually.
So yeah, it's a nice room. It's got a decent stage,
Good
very
location,
large
right?
projection screen, and
Oh.
for us that's perfect because we have like a whole syncopated live visual thing as well. So that works out really great. And from what I understand, that's like a big floor, the stage, and the bar is just kind of off to the right, so you can easily get your alcohol or I don't know, Dr. Pepper, whatever you want to drink, no judgment. And then you can kind of, the flow isn't really interrupted for watching the stage. So should be good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, not too bad. You're welcome, Fox Cabaret.
Well, there's a place out here in Maple Ridge that actually likes local and original talent.
Really?
Oh, really?
It's called the Wolf Bar.
The
I've heard of the Wolf Bar. Yeah,
Most
I've heard of it.
places out here only book cover bands, but the Wolf actually likes original music.
That's awesome.
That's great to know. I
Yeah,
mean, we'll be scouring for places to play over
Yeah, I
the
like
next
that
several
name,
months.
too.
So
That's cool.
the Wolf Bar, yeah.
Yeah.
The Fox Cabaret, the Wolf. There's definitely
We got a mammalian
yeah.
feel going on.
There's
some
yeah,
furries,
yeah.
some furry stuff.
We're furry
We're in
metal.
the
Yeah.
Furry metal.
Yeah.
We all have to wear costumes, furry costumes. Do that bass riff with
Yeah,
your
that's right.
furry,
Yeah.
furry,
I
like,
dress up
hands
as
on.
like a giant giant horse or something.
You be a
My
lion.
name's
You can be a lion.
Shadowfax.
Oh,
I'm like,
Shadowfax.
oh God.
We're gonna RP here.
It's the Lord of the Rings reference, guys. Come on.
Shadowfax.
This isn't Comic Con though.
Unless my eyes
True.
deceive me.
That's true.
Cheated by some spell.
You do that way too good, man.
you
You make it
Yeah, I do.
excellent.
I do Orlando Bloom.
It's good.
You guys would get a lot of covers there, but I mean, the place is so small. You got to go outside to change your mind. Like literally,
Tight.
it's pretty tiny little place, but
Shoulder to shoulder.
they do support a lot of local bands.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
That's good. I mean, yeah, as much as we can. Obviously, COVID was a real kick to the teeth for a lot of
Buzzkill.
places, and
Maybe.
Yeah.
you know, as we start to rebound, hopefully more opportunities will come up for different venues to, you know, expand their horizons with different types of bands. I know that the Rickshaw, they've kind of had to pull back a little bit from local groups, but they do hope to bring on local acts again once they can, you know, they've started to recover, and it's totally understandable. But I think at the end of the day, most people are just really excited for the opportunity to go out, see their friends, dance, sing along, have some fun, make some memories.
Yeah.
Feel human again. You know, this is the next
Unite.
few years. Exactly.
Unite
We're gonna
as
see you
humans.
pumping that fist at that show, Anthony. It's gonna be good.
No, I'll
Right
be
on with
hiding
us.
in the corner drinking my Dr. Pepper.
That's cool.
Dr.
That's
Pepper,
what I
yeah.
do when I'm out. I'm just like,
Yeah, the
Yeah,
little.
just hide, right? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mo's great at the Rickshaw. He to try and keep his place going. He had live shows that
Mm-hmm.
was streaming to your house.
yeah,
Band would be in the place, just the band,
Yeah.
and the people that were recording it, and then you could pay, and it would half of the ticket sales would go to the band, and the other half would go to the venue.
yeah. I
That's
mean,
awesome.
Pretty
w-
ingenious.
Yeah, you gotta be
amazing, great
ingenuitive
guy.
in these
And
times.
yeah, and in those times, you had to do what you had to do to survive, and you had to kind of think outside the box.
Yeah.
And you know, hats off to all the people who did what they had to do to get through it and survive. And you know, it was definitely a time that, you know, there's a lot of sacrifice and uncertainty, but you know, slowly we're starting to put things back together, at least from the pandemic side of things. But we're putting it back together, and you know, the further away we're able to get from it, the closer we can go towards normalcy and you know, having gigs
life to
and
the fullest.
more experiences. And yeah, as I said earlier, feeling human. That's a big thing. Something about that whole experience
Intangible.
wasn't a very
No.
human feeling experience. You know, like you're not supposed to be isolated
Because there
like
was
that.
one side and there was another. It was almost like a mosh
Yeah.
pit, but it was almost like
Too
a
violent.
war. It was almost like a big sword fight. It was like those
Yeah.
who were believing COVID and those who weren't. And it
Yeah,
was just real animosity. It created a real
Real
war
terror
on
in the
people.
fabric
Yeah.
of society.
And it's sad. I mean, it definitely was very telling. It definitely shows that humans can, especially when put on extreme amounts of stress, can start to kind of fall into into the lines and the sand mentality,
Tribes, my
and
tribe, your
yeah,
tribe.
yeah, that kind of thing. And
Us and them.
yeah, hopefully through our shows and other shows that are happening, and the music that we release and other local bands and musicians
Yeah.
all around the world, anybody that's in the arts, I always feel like, art and creativity and expression, that's the things that can help unite us and bring us together.
Yeah, we need to
and,
build bridges,
yeah,
right?
we got to
Like,
build them again,
mhm.
and we'll get there. We'll get there. Just
So
don't
one
cough on
last question. I know we were going to wrap it up like 15 minutes ago, but the
me.
conversation's just
We're having fun.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. It's flowing.
we're having
Yeah.
a nice time.
Absolutely.
So as artists, how does it feel that you're going to be back on the stage? Like,
Oh man, it's it feels incredible. It's honestly like, for me, I never feel 100% unless I'm on stage. That's the only time in my life where I feel like I am 100%. That's where I'm supposed to be. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. Um, so to not have had a platform, like a literal platform, to be able to play on has been challenging for sure. But it's going to be very similar to like just riding a bike. Like once you get back on there,
right.
you just get back into being comfortable. You just sit back in that seat and just
Means-
feel the wind in your hair.
It means more now.
It does.
In my mind, it's
Yeah.
like now I can't take this for granted. It's
Totally.
like those those last memories of the shows that we played before COVID, all that kind of
Mhm.
stuff. It's like those are golden memories. Now the next time that I come in to play a show, it's like I'm tangibly aware of how fleeting it may or may not be.
Yeah,
Right.
this-
So you want to do the
Mhm.
best you can, and not just in performance, but in like you're saying, being human and expressing that and connecting with other people, because
Yeah.
we never know what this world is going to.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like,
Oh, exactly. Yeah. I mean, any chance you get to make someone's day better. I mean, at least for me, playing music, like knowing that your songs that you wrote with your friends, and then you perform for someone, and then you see like a big beaming smile because they liked what they heard, or they forgot about their crappy job for an hour.
Yeah.
They forgot about their heartbreak. They forgot about
Their debt.
their debt,
Yeah,
or
right.
they forgot about a pandemic.
Their broken car.
They broken car.
I just
That's
got a
actually-
broken card.
yeah, his car just broke down. That was hilarious. Yeah, yeah, or Jeepers Creepers 3. But regardless of those things, we get people, take them out of their shells and out of those places that keep them down and lift them up. And
Exactly.
any musician will say the same thing, like it's just, or any artist, any entertainer, even food, anything, anybody that's a professional in what they do. I always feel like it's to raise and enrich and make people's lives a little bit better. So it's great. Exciting.
Well said.
Thank you. That was my
Absolutely.
TED talk. Thank you for
I'll give you a
No,
little
thank you.
golf
Thank
clap
you.
here.
Boy,
Very
I'm going
nice.
to get so many endorsements. I'm going to be just ringing in the dough.
Coke and Pepsi calls.
Oh my
Man, that
goodness.
was amazing.
Wow.
They were at war once. That's nuts.
Building bridges.
Building
Building
bridges.
I always thought that they were one and the same. I thought Coke and Pepsi were owned by the same conglomerate, because how would they allow Coke to go and make a commercial with a Pepsi, like a dispenser?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
would they be able to do that and then have the guy switch out the Pepsi and put Coke in there?
Oh, totally. It was probably like the world's
Oh my
best
God.
marketing, like PR campaign of
Yeah.
all time, where they like make them think
Oh my
that they're
God.
at war with each other, but in reality, it's just the same guy.
That makes me question my
Scroo-
entire reality.
Scrooge McDucking into
Absolutely.
like $1 million worth of like bills.
It
It's just,
worked. I tricked them all.
oh, it's perfect. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Coke and Pepsi are at war.
Yeah, they're having a
Mwahaha.
civil war over,
Yeah.
Coke
Well,
and
they had
Pepsi.
those taste tests that they put on TV. Can you tell
Yeah.
the difference between Coke and Pepsi?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
how would they allow that? Why wouldn't one sue the other?
Right, and RC Cola was trying to act like Switzerland during
Yeah.
the time too, like, oh, like we have nothing involved with this.
Yeah,
Comfort or chocolate.
He's not neutral.
Like, yeah, we are not involved. Pick a side, RC.
Yeah,
People are dying.
Yeah, Cola's in the name.
Pepsi. Come on, get with
Coke or
it.
Pepsi.
Yeah.
Those
Doesn't
polar
believe-
bears need
doesn't
that
believe in the
Coke to
two-party
survive.
system, you know?
That's right.
Oh man, I kind of want
Good
a Coke
times.
now. Is that wrong? Is that bad?
Mm.
That they works. Damn it,
I
it
don't wanna-
works.
I want a root beer.
It
Yeah,
works.
root beer.
Damn it. We talked about it for 5 minutes, and I'm seriously want a
Bubbly root
Coca-Cola
beer.
now. That's brutal. Son of a bitch.
I can give
They
you
did
a
it.
juice box.
That's my that's my drink of choice. Coke.
A Coca-Cola. Oh
Coke,
yeah.
I do.
Coke
love that.
Zero.
I
Coke
prefer
Zero.
Coke.
Coke Zero and some crushed ice. Throw a little lemon wedge in there. Oh, buddy.
Maybe like that much rum.
Yeah. The only thing missing is
No,
a
I don't-
flower
I don't
lay,
drink-
and you're on
I don't
vacation.
drink any alcohol at all.
Way to
Oh,
go.
hey, perfect.
That's amazing.
All
Never
right,
have.
well,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
You're not
amazing.
missing much. When you're looking like this, you kind of have to do it. So no, that's all right. No.
What? No, don't do that.
Oh, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Don't do that.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm handsome. I'm just joking. It's
Oh,
okay.
he knows he's handsome.
I-
You heard it here, folks.
You heard it here first. I'm handsome.
I'm behind the scenes live.
Behind the
Behind the
scenes.
scenes
Behind
with
the scenes.
Anthony.
Yeah.
I
Just-
know I'm handsome. That's the clip right there.
What Anthony's gonna cut from the podcast right now? Here we go.
No, nothing gets edited out.
Even
Perfect.
better.
Stays in,
Even
everything
better.
stays in. Yeah, everything stays in
Fantastic.
context.
Fantastic.
So
Love
people
it.
can't say, "Well, he said this," but no, and then you go, "No, but that was taken out of context." You read that in the press all the time.
Absolutely.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Well, I feel better now about the German accents I did earlier.
That's
so
great.
that's good.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad. On Switzerland.
Let's switch.
Let's
This
switch.
whole interview is going to go.
It's great. No, I can't wait, man. That's fantastic. We're a couple goofballs too, right? So it's always fun to let people see that we don't take ourselves too
Yeah,
seriously.
absolutely.
No,
We just write about comets in the sky,
Comets in the
being
sky.
signs of apocalypse, and
Yeah,
then writing it
tribal
on the
people
walls
taking
of
drugs and
temples.
seeing comets smashing.
Yeah, and we don't take ourselves too seriously.
Yeah, no, we don't. Absolutely not.
you can't, right?
Oh, there's no. It's
Yeah,
at the end of the
taking
day.
music seriously, but taking yourself too seriously.
Yeah,
is
like
just
at the end of the
hey,
day, this is also like, it's a lot of fun. You know, playing in a band and doing music. It's fun. It's like, it's a fun thing. It's the hobby. It's the thing that's always been the passion that's always just been there, right? So yeah, it's just a lot of fun.
I was fortunate enough about a year ago to interview Mark Farner. He's
Hmm.
he's the original singer songwriter for Grand Funk Railroad.
Right on.
Okay.
And I asked him, I said, for somebody who's been in this business for as long as you have, you seem very humble, like very down to earth. And I said, how have you been able to maintain that balance of, stage life, home life sort of thing? He goes, and he calls everybody brother.
Mm.
He says, but he says for him, it's just a matter of reality is he's seen so many other people do it in
Mm.
the business where they
Hmm.
just their head just gets so bloated
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
yeah.
sure.
and then they just become a whole different person altogether.
Yeah,
it's no
ego. Ego is not a good thing. It's not a good look on anybody. What's that old saying? Like
Yeah, it absorbs
absolute
you.
power corrupts absolutely, and fame and constant praise just inflates the ego. So
good. Yeah,
it's-
you have to watch it, right? You have
Yeah.
to make sure, be
Yeah.
conscious and self-conscious
Yeah.
that you're not.
you know what? You guys are right. I'm not
kinda-
that handsome.
No,
right.
that's not.
You're
what we're
right.
saying. That's
You
not
guys
what
are
we're
right. No, no,
saying.
you're right. No ego. We gotta
That's not what we're
fight
saying.
the ego. I can take a hint, guys. Got it. All right.
Yeah, Stan Lee wrote a great line: "With great power comes great responsibility."
Responsibility. Uncle Ben.
Uncle
Uncle
Ben.
Ben.
Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben.
Yep, Spider-Man, my favorite.
I'll show her.
Are you singing the Nickelback
No.
Spider-Man song
Never.
from 2006?
Never.
Are you
I would
kidding
never
me?
do that.
I'm gonna kick you out of your own house if you sing that song.
Did you actually say that Spider-Man's your favorite?
Spider-Man is my favorite superhero. Yes. Yeah. Right there, bro.
There you
Boom.
go.
Boom.
Boom.
Friendly neighborhood, my friend.
There you go.
That's right.
Not so much the new
Like-
stuff is kind of like it's a little too much.
Are you a Toby fan?
Like the Sam Raimi one?
because Sam Raimi is a huge comic book fan.
He is.
So
yeah.
those were more streamlined towards comics.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, those are more comic.
Now it's more glossed over. There's so many special effects.
Yeah.
And they ruined the whole Spider-Man thing for me when
Yeah.
they start gave him that mechanical suit.
Mm.
Yeah, the mechanic.
He's Spider Iron Man.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
Hmm.
did he even like I have to remind myself. I'm like, oh yeah, he has powers.
Yes,
Like like they kind of gloss over that whole
I know.
mutant spider super strength thing. They just kind of gloss over that now. He's just really
Yeah.
smart.
Did you
Yes,
prefer it that it
you know?
comes in the cartridge, or like that? I like it better when it comes out of him.
Just come really.
You know? I like
really?
that better. That it's
You
just-
like that better?
Yeah.
You like
He got bit by the spider, so yeah, it makes sense to do.
makes sense. Yeah,
Just
the
straight from
for
his,
it.
go web.
I do actually like the idea that he didn't like. I think they should have explored it more, where he didn't have that much control over it, and it should have kept going off at like just random
Inappropriate
times.
Just like in
Like
class.
they could have had a lot of fun with that. They really could have had a lot of fun with that. I think could have been really great.
I'm sure he probably tried to, because Sam Raimi likes to experiment. I mean, look at the
Yeah.
Evil Dead. Look at the Evil Dead.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, totally, 100%. Yeah, it would not.
Evil Dead 2 is just like a cinematic masterpiece. I don't
It
care.
could. Mhm.
I don't care if people appreciate it as a movie because it's horror and not everybody's into it, but
Mhm.
cinematically it's just brilliant.
Army of Darkness, right?
No,
No, which one?
2.
The
Evil
two,
Dead 2, the second one.
Yeah.
Man, have I seen Evil Dead 2? I think I have.
probably.
It's been a while. I remember watching Army of Darkness was like I loved Army
Yeah,
of
Army of
Darkness. That was
Darkness
one of my
for sure.
favorites.
That was probably more around your guys' time.
Yeah.
Army of Darkness was 93.
90. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's probably why. I just remember that movie and just loving it. It's just like the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
I think I started with the first one, and it's an actual almost horror film, right?
Yeah, no, that one.
Yeah,
The
that
first
one-
one's much more.
That was
That
filmed
one
in a
kind
shack.
of spooked me.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah, it
Like,
was. It was just a shack.
creepy
Yeah.
places.
Yeah.
Yeah, where the
That's-
girl's like
that's
under
cool.
there, and she's like, ah, like
Yeah,
creepy.
I have the collector's edition because, as you can see, I collect movies.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
absolutely.
Yeah. Dude,
Got
that's
about
so
1,000
cool.
movies over there.
Nice.
I have the collector's edition of The Evil Dead, and right on the box art, it says, "I've seen the new master of horror. His name is Sam Raimi, and that quote is Stephen King."
But
Oh, that's
that's really cool. That is really cool. You have quite the collection. You have over 1,000 movies?
Yeah,
Dude.
and I get them sent to me all the time because I review movies and music. So
Dude,
Oh,
that's
cool.
amazing. I wish our
Reviewing
guitarist was here.
movies.
Brad's a huge movie buff.
Yeah,
Love
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
He
Yeah,
does most of the videography, editing, all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff for
he
our
was
films.
doing all the videography in our music videos.
Oh,
maybe we'll get. I'll be able to have a chance to. Oh, somebody else joining.
Sorry,
Yeah,
there's
we
the
got some,
animals are
the
starting.
animals are now
The cat
awake.
and the dog
Like,
have
it's been an
both
hour, we
attacked
like
us at the
food now.
same time.
Okay. Welcome, guys. Welcome.
Go away. Good girl.
Right
There's
on.
your
Well,
tail.
again, Anthony, man, thank you again for having us on the show. This has
Yeah,
been
this is amazing.
this has been a
Pleasure.
blast. Such a
I
blast.
feel like I've made some new friends tonight.
Absolutely,
100%,
it's a
man.
free
100%.
conversation.
And we can't
This
wait
is
to
great.
see you in December. And
Yeah.
yeah, we'll try to do this again too prior
Yeah.
towards that show. And yeah, hopefully there's maybe some gigs happening in the next little while. We can all meet up and have a laugh and some Dr. Peppers.
That does sound nice.
Come on, you guys don't have to have Dr. Pepper's, just me.
Hey, I don't mind. I don't mind a nice ice cold Dr. Pepper.
I mean, I'm
That's-
more root
that's-
beer guy,
that's
but
refreshing.
I'll do.
Oh man, the
Or
soda
usually, if I'm going sober, I drink cranberry juice.
cranberry juice.
I don't know why. I just love drinking cranberry juice when
Hey,
I'm on like
well,
a
it kinda
show or
looks like
something
wine or
before I
something.
drink.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just
Mm.
nice. It's just got that
Cool.
sour.
All right. Well, you're fired.
Well,
Uh,
you can always just go for a soda, as Kim Mitchell says.
yeah,
for
couple of soda, couple wobbly pops maybe.
I saw him live, put on an incredible show.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
Stevie Ray Vaughan, 2 weeks before his fatal plane.
That's really
2 weeks before, yeah.
kidding me. Whoa.
It was
Man.
brutal. It was brutal.
Oh, Stevie Ray Vaughan dying it's heartbreaking, but that must have been an
Only guy I've
amazing
ever
show.
seen put his guitar behind his head and do
Yeah.
a flip and solo.
Yeah, guy was
Solo behind his head. Like, who does that?
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah, amazing. It's sad when like you lose artists, so young. I mean, there's been so many cases. I mean, like Leonard Skinner as an example, right? Like that's just like
Oh,
when the tragedy
yeah,
strikes, it's
yeah.
brutal.
Buddy Holly.
Buddy Holly, yeah,
Yeah, right.
absolutely,
The big,
Yes.
the big, what was it?
the Big Bopper,
Big Bopper, yeah.
yeah, the Big Bopper, yeah. Also a great name to have in prison.
The Big Bopper.
Yeah,
What does that even
yeah.
mean?
I don't know, but no one's gonna mess with you. That's
I
for damn sure.
guess probably.
You get to shower alone with a name like that in prison. I'll
Big
tell you that right
Bopper.
now.
Oh,
So you
jeez.
got 20 guys watching over you.
Yeah, true, true. That's true. Let's hope I never go to jail to find out.
I've never been. I've never had a criminal record.
Yeah, no, me neither.
Yeah,
no,
actually, me
no,
neither,
they
so-
never found the body, so I'm good.
Next day on the Audi Bay.
Getting dark again.
It
Got to end on a
happens, it
dark note.
happens.
Hey, what?
We got spikes, you know. We know positive.
When I get if I get a call from the RCMP later, I'm just gonna be like, well, people listen to the podcast. That's
well,
good.
there we go.
That's cool.
There we go.
That's cool. We're getting our name out there.
Only murders in the building. Who knows?
Who knows?
Right on. Well, again, thanks, man.
Yeah,
This has been
guys.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks,
and
Anthony.
I'll get this all situated and get it sent out to John, and hopefully he'll send it your way.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Yeah,
That'd be
we'll
amazing. We'll post it.
Yeah, we'll post it. We'll
Post it,
share it
host
with
it,
all
share it.
for people to look at, and yeah, can't wait to meet you in person, man. It's gonna
Yeah,
be great.
absolutely.
Same here.
Right on,
Awesome.
Anthony.
Thanks, man.
Guys,
All right.
You take
Have a
care.
good
Anthony.
night.
Have a great night.
you too.
Cheers, bud.